Hello everybody, welcome to BrickVault. In this video, I get to show off one of the most beloved clones, nay characters, in all of Star Wars outside of the films, perhaps the retcon of Empire notwithstanding. This is the custom LEGO brick-built minifigure of Captain Rex from the designer Peter Carmichael, aka Pacific Brick. Rex got his disillusionment from the betrayal of Slip, his cynicism from the deaths of many of his friends, but his amazing ingenuity and ability to fight is and always has been his own. He's really a great character, and I think one of the primary bits of glue that keeps the Clone Wars era of Star Wars so still widely connected and celebrated among the fandom. This model has got a lot of great details that I want to jump into, but first, if you are at all interested in building this for yourself, the instructions can be found at our web store, BrickVault.toys. Included with each purchase is the PDF step-by-step building guide and digital parts list for quickly uploading online all the parts that you will need. All of the creations in the web store have been troubleshot and tested to make sure the build goes smoothly. Getting instructions is a great way to help support what we do here at the channel, and it supports the really talented designers that we work with, like Peter, who has also built the extremely well-detailed Master Chief helmet. Now, jumping back to this build. Did you know Rex was originally based on an ARC trooper called Alpha 17 from the Star Wars Republic comics? He got his Rex name from the writers because Lucas thought too many main characters in Clone Wars Season 1 started with the letter A, that being Ahsoka, Anakin, R2-D2. Anyways, fun facts aside, the basic foundation of this build is modeled after the construction of the brick-built Harry Potter and Hermione figs that came out about a year ago. So the basic internal connection points are all fairly similar, and the articulation of the brick-built Rex is pretty darn straightforward and easy to handle. Also, quick side note, what other top 3 characters do you think would look good in this blown-up minifigure brick-built style? The longer you think about it, the harder it actually gets to choose just 3. Anyways, jumping into the functions, the legs can bend, including the cama around the waist. The larger fig has better balance than a regular size one, so you can put him in a running pose pretty easily. On top of that, he has a scalable base plate like what you would normally get from a CMF fig. You can put him on this for a little bit of extra stability, I suppose, but frankly, Rex is fine on his own, and the base plate is mostly just a fun addition that doesn't really serve any logistical necessity. For the model, the arms also move, the hands move. On top of that, the hands can hold things. Specifically, there are blasters that have been designed for them. You can display Rex without the blaster pistols if you prefer, though I'm going to always keep them on the model here. The internal design was modded a little bit here on the inside of the torso so the arms could fully support the weight of the blasters, and that means Rex can hold the pistols at any angle without the possibility of them drooping down. For more articulation, the blue pauldron is technically on a hinge, but really should just stay down like this. And finally, the head can turn plus the rangefinder tilts. So there he is for general functions and movability, stability. He can be given a decent variety of poses and maybe a little more than a regular fig, considering that his base weight keeps him centered and you don't need to worry about him leaning back a little if you want both his arms extended, for example. He pretty much just stays put. Now, in terms of technical references, this is a Phase 2 Rex with his details registering fairly similar to the minifigure seen in 2013 from the Bark Speeder set. He's got his welded helmet with a Phase 2 top and bottom, but still his Phase 1 visor in the middle. His armor details register fairly close to this fig as well, including the cama and pauldron, but there are some notable differences as well. Rex has some smaller white shoulder pauldrons, very minor detailing on his toes. A rangefinder is included when the original helmet for this minifigure didn't have the option to attach one. Plus, Rex here has a jetpack included for the back. His character isn't always seen with a jetpack, so if you wanted to have these alternate back details instead, you can just easily pop off the whole thing and replace it with a more standard look for the armor. Now, this is where I think the BrickVault, also known as Gigafig version of a large BrickVault minifigure, really has the opportunity to play around with details in a way that's wholly unique. While a regular minifigure normally relies on printing as its primary source of details, the bigger Rex here has room for three-dimensional armor detailing, like the knee pads, utility belt, and chest armor. The extra beefiness goes a long way to help flesh out the fig, and frankly, I think it just looks a lot better than if the character was built to have flat print-on details with no texture at all. But my personal favorite bit of detailing here on the whole model has definitely got to be the helmet. At this size, it's pretty hard to show the welding lines between the Phase 1 visor integrated with the Phase 2 helmet. I think that thin dark gray line that goes around the top is one of those weld lines, but the correct shapes are all here for the helmet, and the designer really used a lot of advanced building techniques to get the final look of Rex down. This was a super fun model to put together. There's a nice combination of advanced connections and straightforward stepping. And if you did want to build this for yourself, remember the instructions can be found at brickvault.toys. Link in the description. As always, what other kinds of models would you like to see in the future? I also said it earlier, what fig or character do you think would look best gigafied like Rex here? Top 3 for me would be Darth Vader, Iron Man, and Ash from Army of Darkness, but the list becomes more and more fun to think about if you start adding more and more characters to it. Anyways, let me know what you think about this model. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, or share, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.